Maxwell, Leah here, and today I'm going to be doing my second video in my Nursing with Leah series. This video is going to be a little bit of a story time. Hopefully I can keep it short and sweet and not ramble on too much. This story is going to be about what started me on my nursing journey, what made me decide that I wanted to become a nurse. So to begin, I need to go a little bit further back and give you a little bit of context. Both of my parents are nurse practitioners, so I have to admit that listening to them talk about their experiences and the reasons why they love nursing probably did play, in some unconscious way, play a part into why I ultimately decided in the end to pursue a nursing career. My parents had this little inside joke where they would sometimes joke and say that at least one of their kids would follow them down the nursing path. I have to admit, when I was little and I heard this, I remember thinking to myself, it would be nice if I was that one who followed them. But I have to admit, as time went on, that thought did leave my mind because I'm someone with many interests and I tend to jump from one thought and one idea and one interest to another. When I was little, the things that I was most interested in were dinosaurs, outer space, and history. I've always loved those three things for as long as I could remember. So when I was little, I often thought to myself, when I grow up, I would like to be an astronaut, or maybe I could be an Egyptologist.
Sorry, that's like a tongue twister trying saying that 5 times fast. Egyptologist. Oh, okay, I can say it.
Anyways, yes, so I thought to myself, it would be fun to maybe be an Egyptologist, or I could be a paleontologist. The idea of just discovering...
I thought a lot of times when I was little, it'd be so cool to be someone who discovered a new dinosaur species. That just, oh my goodness, it would just blow my mind. Or the fact that I absolutely love the idea of, say, Dinotopia. Just the thought of that being something real would have been so cool.
So another thing about me is the fact that I really like to have a set plan or ideas. I'm a planner.
Anybody who knows me personally can tell that I hate things being jumped on me. I need to know at least a couple of days in advance so that I can get my ducks in order and that everything can flow smoothly on the day. So this sort of idea...
The idea that I came up with that resonated in my mind was the fact that I was almost going to be in high school. This was back in like grade 4.
The reason why I remember so vividly why in my little grade 4 head that I wanted to decide as soon as possible what I wanted to be when I grow up. Usually, I know I wouldn't have truly remembered. A couple of days back, I was cleaning out my closet and I found the diary I had when I was in grade 4. And I found one of the entries that I had written back then, basically saying to my little self, you're almost going to be in high school and you need to know what you want to do. Basically.
That I was soon to be in high school, and usually in high school that's when people start deciding on what they want to focus on in order to possibly move on and pursue whatever interests they want to pursue in their higher education. Mind you, I'm only in grade 4 when this thought popped into my head. So it was really impressed upon me that I needed to start deciding, like at least by grade 7, what I wanted to be. So as the years went on, excuses as to why I couldn't pursue those kind of careers started popping to my mind. For
example, to become an astronaut, you need to be like really smart and really good at math. And I am not great at math. I can do it, but I'm not great at it. Also, the idea of being a paleontologist, I still like to be that, but paleontologists have to dig in the dirt. I want to see, and the idea of, being in dirt all the time, just, I don't think would really work for me in that aspect, just the idea of that. In history, the different types of jobs that had to do with focusing on history, as time went on, I realized I probably couldn't do them for a long period of time, personally. I'm not trying to play down anybody who actually is pursuing those kind of jobs, or anyone who actually isn't those kind of jobs. But I realized that those kind of jobs would not work for me.
Let's fast forward to grade 6. So, at the school that I used to go to when I was in grade school, it was a private Christian school. Every couple of years, the students, we would end up having to do a science fair project. And there would be a science fair at the school, and you'd win prizes, and then you could go to the regional science fair if you won, say, first place, second place, third place. And And I usually placed well in the science fair at the school because I like science and I like projects, and I always find that I tend to just go above and beyond when it comes to those kind of things because I find a topic that I'm interested in and I sort of just go on hard for it until the very end. So in grade 6, when it was time for my second science fair project that I needed to do,
I think it was grade 7. Anyways, that's besides the point. I can't really remember what year it was.
I realized that I had no idea what I wanted to do for that particular science fair project. And I remember sitting at the supper table with my parents, and they were bouncing ideas off, telling me like you could do your science fair project on this, or you could do it on that. And I just remember thinking that none of the stuff they were suggesting, or none of the things I was thinking on, really appealed to me. So fast forward a couple of weeks in, and I had to start actually doing the project. I still didn't really have an idea, but my family had just gotten back from a trip, and I had met somebody who had something that I'd never heard of before that sort of fascinated me. Someone who has ADHD and
OCD. Sorry, there's like a bug that just flew out of nowhere.
I sort of tend to fixate on things. Hyperfixate. It can be a negative or it can sometimes be a positive. But I sort of hyperfixated on this new interesting...
Well, I don't know if how I'm explaining it sounds weird or wrong, but I sort of
fixated on what they had, and I wanted to learn more about it. I never actually met someone with it, and I never actually learned about it, and that was diabetes. So I decided to do my science fair project on diabetes. Oh, so the science fair project wasn't just about diabetes, it was about diabetes and dialysis, to be exact.
I kept the written report of that science fair project.
So I spent the rest of those months leading up to the science fair learning about diabetes, doing my project on diabetes, interviewing people with diabetes, going to diabetes health, meeting endocrinologists and diabetes educators, and just, immersing myself trying to learn more about the disease. And it was something that I really became passionate about. And I joined like charities and fundraisers, and I just went all in. Science fair, I won second place in my school science fair for that project. And thus I went on to the regional science fair, and I also placed there as well. So let's move forward a little bit to grade 7. Grade 7, I started to get a little bit panicked because I was almost in grade 8, and in my head, I needed to know what I wanted to be before I graduated from grade school.
I don't know if it's all across the province in Canada, but you graduate from grade school in grade 8. At least in Ontario, or at least in the state I live in.
So I was like sort of freaking out. And I know you don't need to know what you want to do even up until you graduate from grade 12, but in my head, for some odd reason, I thought I needed to have a concrete idea of what I wanted to be, or at least a couple of ideas. Grade 7, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to know what I want to be. So I was talking to my mom, saying to her, like, what do you think I could be? I'm still really interested in diabetes, and is there anything I could pursue other than, becoming an endocrinologist? Because at first I thought in my head, ooh, maybe I should be an endocrinologist, which is a doctor who specializes in diabetes. And I realized, like, no, that's not really something I want to do.
The idea of going to school for like 8 years and above did not interest me whatsoever, and I don't think I would have made a good doctor. Not saying I couldn't have been one, but I don't think I would have made a good one.
So I said, that idea is right out. I don't want to be a doctor. So is there anything else that I could be, that I could, pursue a career in helping people with diabetes? And my mom said to me, well, you could be a diabetes educator. In my little mind, yes, I had met diabetes educators when I had been doing my project, my science fair project, but I never, made the connection.
That, that's what they were, and so on and so forth.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I decided to start looking up ways I could become a diabetes educator.
So I don't know if becoming a diabetes educator is different in your country, your province, your city, wherever you are.
But at least what I found out when I was looking, that there were two ways that you could become a diabetes educator. One way was to become a dietitian, and the second way was to become a nurse and specialize in diabetes education, or become a dietitian and specialize in diabetes education. And so at first I thought, okay, maybe I'll become a dietitian. But then as time went on, I realized that it didn't really appeal to me, the idea of becoming a dietitian.
I don't really know much about being a dietitian, so I don't want to speak negatively about that profession, because we need dietitians, and I believe it's a profession, and I've met dietitians and dietary students, and they're just lovely people.
But it didn't appeal to me, and for me, I need to do something that I'm very passionate about, and I need to be into what I want to pursue. So I thought in my head, so this is still grade 7, I thought in my head, okay, maybe I'll be a dietitian. But as the year went on, I realized, no, that doesn't really seem interesting to me. So now I'm in grade 8, and I'm trying to decide, oh, what can I do? I want to be a diabetes educator, so what path can I take? Then I remembered from my research on becoming a diabetes educator that I could become a diabetes educator through first becoming a nurse. And to be honest, the idea of being a nurse hadn't been a thought that I had had in a long time. Yes, it popped in my head back in grade 4, and maybe even before when I was younger. But since then, I hadn't really thought much about being a nurse. So I started looking into it, and I realized that being a nurse, then obviously, there's so much more to nursing.
Not like, oh, I don't want to be like a nurse because you're going to be doing all this stuff that didn't really appeal to me. But as I looked into it, I realized that there was so much more that nursing had to offer that didn't necessarily have to do with some of the stuff that we tend to think nurses do. I realized that there's so many things, so many specializations, so many different nursing fields that just seemed really interesting. Like, for example, you could become a mental health nurse, you could become a forensic nurse, you could become, you could specialize in maternity, or there's just so many different areas. And then also you can, do travel nursing, there's so many different hospitals you can work in. It just, being a nurse seemed like there was a lot of options, just in case I changed my mind.
In grade 8, it's probably like halfway through grade 8, so I decided in my head, okay, I think I want to be a nurse because I can become a diabetes educator. And that is one of the options I have if I decide I still want to pursue diabetes education. And if I don't, there are still other avenues that I can take to fulfill other interests that might come up while I'm in nursing school. So that is the reason why I decided to become a nurse. Wow.
Sorry about that. This story became really long-winded. I hope I wasn't talking fast. I hope I made sense. Because I do know that when I get excited or passionate about something, my mind tends to speed ahead faster than I can put the words together to come out of my mouth. So I sometimes don't really make full sense. I did write a script, but I totally went off of what I was planning on saying. So I know that it probably does not sound as smooth or as nice as what I wrote down. But
I guess, to make a long story short, went into nursing for my own selfish reasons. Because I know some people say, oh, I went into nursing because I wanted to help people, and so on and so forth. I honestly, at first, did not go into nursing because I wanted to help people. I first went into nursing for my own desire of pursuing an area that I found fascinating. But as time went on, it did grow into more, and I really genuinely do love helping people. It's really rewarding. So even though I did go into it for my own selfish reasons, through my studying and through time in my program and even beyond, I've realized that there's so much more to nursing, and now I'm in it for the right reasons, wanting to help people. I admit that even now, I'm still on the path of wanting to become a diabetes educator. I sort of have this weird tendency where I want to finish what I've started. So I went into nursing to become a diabetes educator. So that is my ultimate goal in the end, is to continue and to be a diabetes educator. Anyways, so I hope I wasn't rambling on too long, and I hope that this story made sense. If it didn't, please comment down below, and perhaps I can redo it and cut it down shorter, or try and make it make more sense. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and positive feedback, negative feedback, any kind of feedback is welcome, so comment down below. Just remember to keep it clean and keep it nice. And I hope you guys have a weekly fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers!